Welcome back, Viewerland, to another Food Math Friday, specifically episode 7, with me, your host, Amanda, the Center Director of our Mathnasium of Great Neck location. Today we're going to be making the classic, the Oatmeal Raison Cookie. It's going to be awesome. Now, here's the thing. Something that happens occasionally when you're a baker is you decide to make a recipe and you don't remember all the ingredients exactly the night before, so you do not go out and shop for them. And so today I'm making a couple of substitutions. So if you like the recipe, it is from Sally's Baking Addiction, and she uses dark brown sugar instead of light brown sugar, and she uses molasses instead of honey. So my cookies are going to have a slightly lighter flavor, but they are still going to be delicious and awesome and soft and chewy. So let's get to it. First things first, we're going to preheat to 350 degrees. Second step, line your pan with parchment paper. So into my mixing bowl goes a cup and 2/3 of flour, 1 tablespoon baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And now we whisk. All nice and incorporated. Now we're going to stir in 2 cups of oats. Oats incoming! And now our oats incorporated. For this next part, we're breaking out the handy dandy stand mixer. Our recipe calls for 1 cup of butter, so that is 2 sticks worth. So there's 1 stick and a half stick. So this is my first substitution, guys. I only had 1.5 sticks of butter, which is not enough. So I need to come up with another half a stick of butter, which is how much? Do you guys know? You guessed it. 4 tablespoons. Now, alternates to butter are typically margarine, which I do happen to have. So I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of margarine. I'm going to pre-measure them though, so that you only see me dropping in 1 dollop, because that's way nicer than watching me go 1, 2, 3. Just saying. So if you didn't already know, 4 tablespoons is equal to 1/4 cup of butter. So there's a 1/4 cup of butter, or 4 tablespoons going right in. And to our butter-margarine combination, we are adding 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Now we're going to beat until combined, about 2 to 3 minutes. Getting there, and well combined. We are adding 2 teaspoons vanilla, teaspoon number 1, teaspoon number 2. Second substitution time, guys. My recipe calls for dark molasses. I do not have dark molasses in the house, so I'm going to be using honey instead. Lighter flavor, still delicious, still moist. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon of honey. 1 tablespoon delicious honey. I'm going to have to scrape that out, just so you know, guys. Something new to be aware of. Sally's Baking Addiction, which is the recipe book I like to use, puts several steps into each step. So I need to add eggs in this step as well. Those are supposed to be added beforehand, just so you know. Adding 2 eggs now. 2 eggs dropping in for the ride. And I'm gonna be beating it until well combined. Scrape sides as needed. Alright guys, here's the tricky step. On a slow speed, we're going to slowly add our dry ingredients. This is very hard to do for me on camera, so I'm sorry if it looks bad. Alright, let's add some dry ingredients. Ooh. Slowly, guys. Slowly. This is gonna take a while. Do not overmix this batter. It should be heavy and sticky once we get everything added. I'm going to stop this and scrape down the sides real quick. Just doing one last quick mix on slow. And now we're going to fold in the raisins. 1 cup of raisins. All folded in. Alright guys, I'm going to be using this ice cream scoop to measure out about 1/4 cup of dough, which I'm then going to place 4 inches apart onto my baking sheet. And we should be able to fit 6 cookies at a time. So these are my dough balls. And apparently what I thought was my large baking sheet is my medium baking sheet, so I can only fit 4. These cookies are supposed to be giant oatmeal raisin cookies, apparently, according to my recipe. So we're going to drop them in the oven, and we're going to let them bake. We'll see how they turn out. They're going to bake for 12 to 13 minutes. Check you back later. So the recipe says that they should be lightly browned on the edges and look a little underdone in the center. And they totally do. I love it when things come out the way they're supposed to. Now we're going to let them cool for 10 minutes on the pan before we move them to a cooling rack and drop in our second batch. I was able to fit 3 on this one, and I think they're going to end up touching like the last ones did. It's okay though. They're still going to be awesome. And we'll wait another 12 minutes for those. All right, second batch coming out. Looking awesome. Going on to a second cooling rack. And dropping in batch number 3. Batch number 3 coming out. Batch number 4 going in. All right, coming out. And last cookie going in. Alright guys, last cookie coming out. Going on to cooling rack. Alright guys, finished product. BT Dubs, I already snacked on one. They're awesome. Alright guys, that's it for today. My cookies are done. They're delicious. I cannot wait to eat them and share them with my family. If you have any questions about math, or if you think your student might need some help or even might need some enrichment, we do make math make sense for all levels of math, and we would love to do a complimentary virtual assessment for them. Just check out mathnasium.com/greatneckva for my center, or mathnasium.com to find a center closer to you. BT Dubs, super excited because starting Monday, my center's reopening for in-person instruction. So we do both online and in-person again. I can't wait. I'd love to see you guys. Stop on in. And if you love Food Math Fridays, make sure that you like this video for this recipe and subscribe for all the others that I'm going to be doing in the future. Also, send me a comment. Tell me what you want me to make. Maybe I'll take your suggestion and you'll see your favorite recipe on Food Math Fridays.